Welcome back to the Amy Harrill podcast. I have the wonderful Amy Harrill with me this morning. Good morning, Amy.
Hi, Sherman. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Actually, I think you are passionate and feisty this morning. And rightly, because we're going to unpack a topic about mechanics and skills that a business owner needs to master to win at their game, their business, which many are sorely lacking. So what is the problem, Amy? What is this problem that business owners are failing to recognize?
Here's how they say it. Here's the problem. I hired a digital marketing and I paid them $18,000 and I didn't get anything in return. Or I did Facebook ads and it did not work for me. Or I bought a whole email strategy and I had great open rates, but nobody took any action. Okay. How many times have you and I heard this conversation? Full disclosure, early on, I said the same things. Let's be honest. Okay. I lost my first business because of what I'm about to talk to them today. But what we're about to talk is a result of a very painful failure where I lost a business because I was unwilling to recognize that there was responsibility on my part to know what exactly made my business tick before I could bring in a downstream provider like yourself and scale it using your skill set of Google and SEO and GMB and YouTube and all of these assets that are there to scale. They're not there to create something from nothing.
Amy, give me the breakdown of what you feel are the important mechanics a business owner needs to acquire and master before it becomes a subconscious skill set.
Well, I'm going to talk from my personal experience and from the experience of the owners I talk to. So if you don't have this problem, then this content is going to be boring to you. But the number one problem that I see with owners I work with and my own problem that caused me to fail for many years was lack of consistency. I was a start stopper. I'd start something and do it for 15 to 30 days, grow weary of it because I wasn't getting what I wanted and I would bail. Right? I'd go on to something else. I'd buy a new course. I would go to launching video, but it wasn't converting. So why do that? I would pound the pavement. I would dial for dollars. I would send emails, but I wasn't doing anything long enough. Okay.
You probably just covered 80% to 90% of the marketplace.
Yeah, it is my experience. I've worked with hundreds of owners and I've worked with very large Fortune 500 CEOs, and lack of consistency is the number one tangible problem that they tend to present with, right? They'll say, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. This campaign isn't working. The product is failing. But when we dig into the amount of hours actually spent on making something work, it's consistently inconsistent. It's less than 100 days of them actually attending to something. And so if we reverse engineer that problem, what we have found is that most of these leaders and owners lack some mechanical skills that have to be in place for a business to be able to scale. Scale is not a digital marketer's responsibility. Scale is not the amount of leads you get. It is not a lead generator definition. Scale is much more inclusive than that. It has to do with labor hours. It has to do with gross margins. It has to do with who are the clients, where are they coming from, what do they buy, why are they buying it. These are the things that make scale happen, or the lack of know-how about these things is what absolutely kills profitability. And that's ultimately what scaling is, Sherman. It is the owners and the leaders that can actually make money from a business. So I'm going to say this, okay? And just to the audience, I am your friend. So I'm just going to say this to you, okay?
It's coming.
Tough love, okay? It's coming. But if you cannot pay yourself a paycheck, like a paycheck that can actually pay your bills, you do not have a business. I don't care how long you have been around. You have a hobby. And the point of having a business is profitability first. If you cannot pay yourself and the business cannot pay its bills, you're playing games. You do not have a business. And so in order to get there, you have to have 3 core mechanics mastered. And now you can outsource and do what you want in the business. You can vary it, you can change it, you can pivot, but you remain profitable.
Okay. That was a nice slap in the face. Okay, that's good.
I love you. I wish someone would have said that to me.
I have another cheat. Go for it. You got one cheek. Let's try the other cheek.
Oh, gosh.
Mhm. Okay. What is one mechanic that we have to consider?
Yeah. Okay. One mechanic is the mechanic of research. Okay. You have got to know exactly who is walking through the door or clicking on the link. You've got to know them, and you've got to know them beyond demographics. You have to know what makes them tick. You have to know how they describe their current self, how they describe their future self. The mechanics of research is a deal breaker when it comes to people that know how to scale and make money from a business, and people that are just calling themselves a business owner, but secretly they know they cannot pay themselves. That is the difference, is the mechanic of research. And it has to be built into everything from the very first action that a prospect takes all the way through to the throughput process of buying. Everything has to have a research component to it very quickly and easily accessible so that the owner and the leader can have access to the information they need to make good decisions about scale.
Put some skin around that, Amy. What does
Mhm.
that actually mean practically for somebody listening or watching this?
Yeah, I can tell you a really great case study in this is Amazon, right? So Jeff Bezos requires everybody in the company to sit through the customer service department, including himself. Why? Because they've got to hear what the expectation of the buyer is. What are they wanting from Amazon? Is Amazon delivering what they want, and are they doing it well? Or are they delivering something they don't find value in? The point is that you have to be hearing from the consumer, and it doesn't have to be heavy laden. Like I know in my business, which is very small, I'm a small business owner. It's me and one contractor. Okay. And we have made it to a 7-figure business because every single step has a research component built into it. From the numbers are part of the research, the KPIs are part of the research. The entire sales process is question based, and the questions are designed to help the user make an intelligent decision, but also help me get new information from everyone coming through the process. Then within the model, there is question based processes so that I can hear constant input from the user, and I can constantly be putting improvements where they place value and getting rid of the stuff that they're not finding any value in. Why do it? If the end user doesn't find value in it, why am I going to do it?
And so, with the question based, you've mentioned before question based selling. That
Yep.
also leans into the other mechanic of selling.
Yep. That's exactly right. I'm telling you, if you do not know how to convert clients from an ice cold market, it is very easy to sell to a referral. They've already been sold to by someone they trust.
Mhm.
So 80 to 90% of referrals should close. If they're not closing, then you really are a very poor salesman. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if you are closing referrals and saying, "Oh, I'm really good at sales," and I ask you, "Where are the leads coming from?" "Oh, they're referrals." Of course, anyone. My 7-year-old can close a referral. But 90% of your new money in scale. So if you are relying on referrals, I am going to bet right now that you have a up and down profitability graph. So some months the money comes flying in, but you have no idea how you made that happen. So you're trying to replicate that every month after that, trying to figure out how did we have a $50,000 month and we can't get beyond 12,000 for the next 4 months. I'm going to tell you why. Because you are relying on referrals that are no longer consistent. Word of mouth marketing was a brilliant marketing strategy decades ago because we did not have the internet and everybody did not have a voice at the table. Now, oh my gosh, there is no consumer loyalty, right? So
Yeah.
we have got to be intelligent. The mechanic of research must be present in the business for us to always be reaching new business, because 90% of your new money is going to come from an ice cold market. So if you do not know how to convert an ice cold market, you are losing money day in, day out, day in, day out. And for some people that have money to blow, they don't even know it yet. So the mechanic of selling and really converting matters.
Okay. So you've mentioned already two mechanics. One is research,
That's
one
right.
is sales, and you mentioned there's a third mechanic.
Yeah. The third mechanic is measuring. If you do not know your numbers, you're getting steamrolled in the marketplace. You are not making money and you do not know where people are coming from. And if you don't know those two things, if you do not know what your margin is, how much money it's taking you to own the business, and you do not know where the people are coming from, you cannot duplicate success. Numbers and measurements allow us to duplicate what's working and get rid of what's not working, which is also a natural byproduct of scale, is knowing where to eliminate waste. That's what the numbers are for. The numbers tell you the story of the user and of the money. Those are the two most important things. The money keeps you afloat and the user keeps bringing the money. So we have got to pay attention to those two things.
Okay. Dang. Just got schooled.
And I'm so fiery about this because can I tell you why? And then I will get off my soapbox here, people. But the reality is, if you don't know mechanics, then you don't actually have the skill of ownership and of business acumen. That is a skill. You also do not have the skill of consistency because when you apply yourself to learn a new mechanic, you have to remain in it for a period of time to actually achieve the skill. And then you have to stay in the skill long enough to master it. Once you have mastered a skill, you can vary it. So you can pivot quickly when something stops working because why it works and why it doesn't work. And then you can outsource it to people. And when they say, I don't know, you can say, I do. I expect you to duplicate what I know.
That's right.
And that is how you then outsource and scale again by sending the success downstream to someone like you in the chain and saying, okay, Sherman, I know for a fact this works. You and I are in this process right now. I'm testing a very specific market. And if this conversion that I'm testing comes through, it will be 3 for 3. And it will be your turn to take it and scale it because I know what is making it tick and what isn't. And I also know where my responsibility lies. It's not your job to make me successful. It's actually my job to make you successful.
Yes.
It's my job to give you what works. It's my job to pay you. And it's my job to commit to something that you can count on too. You're an owner. A workman is worthy of his pay. And me as the owner has to bring the success. And then together we can scale it and duplicate it. It's not on you. It's actually on me as the leader.
Wow. So many business owners need to hear that.
Yeah. Because it is not at all the digital marketer's responsibility. And it drives me crazy. This is a huge thing. I sit with my clients and say, no, you don't get access to, I don't even tell them your name because I don't want them to go and find you until they have met the mechanics. And the mechanics have been mastered in a skill. And once they can come to you with those things covered, that's when we have found the greatest success for the client. Not, oh, you want to go to Google? Okay. No, I'm not a pass through. I'm going to disrupt the process and give you the solution so you never have to duplicate the problem, but you get the success you're looking for. And that's what makes this a great team.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love what you shared about being, in my mind, I'm calling it being in a fight for that length of time. Like you mentioned, 100 days. And the author of the 5 a.m. Club spoke to a research by University College of London, speaking to 66 days, 3 phases of 22 days to really master a habit so that you no longer take emotional energy to do that thing. You can take your emotional energy after that to work on a new habit. So I love this thing that you're talking about with 100 days, working on the mechanics of something, then becomes skill and then becomes mastery. At which point you have this thing that you can flex and pivot. You're deep into it. And so what can a viewer start doing today to be in this tunnel mode of mechanics for the next, let's say, 60 to 100 days?
Well, I'm going to say this, and anyone that has listened to us long enough knows I've not done this, but I'm just going to say it. Because if you are struggling with being scattered, like you just wake up every day, you have no clue what to do, look at the end of the day and you say, what did I do? Or you say, gosh, I got this client, but I have no idea where they came from. I don't know how to go get more of them. If you check any of those boxes, you just need to click the link below here and schedule a call and let me help you, because you are at a crisis point and you need help. You don't need a coach. You need someone that can come alongside of you and say, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and you've got to keep doing this thing until it is mastered. Because in the mastery, in the mechanical learning, at least in business, you're making money.
Mm-hmm.
You're not waiting for the money to come. If you will stay the course, you will be making money as you're learning the mechanic. It is a beautiful natural byproduct. What you're also learning is a natural byproduct and building the skill of consistency. You need money and you need consistency to do anything with business. Those are the two things you need. People call consistency time. I want time freedom. But what you really want is the consistency to choose where to spend your time. You're not looking for more time. You're looking for options. And choice requires you to be consistent at something. Just do, you know what I would even guide you to do if you are not consistent in your business, like consistently acquiring clients, consistently having enough money to pay yourself. If those two things are missing, then this is what I would challenge you to do. Find something in your schedule already, okay, that you do. Brushing your teeth, drinking water, or let's say you exercise. If you're already doing any of these things, I would challenge you to do them every day for 100 days.
Do that one thing for 100 days.
Do that one thing for 100 days. Brush your teeth twice a day for 100 days. Drink 8 ounces or drink 8 glasses of water every day for 100 days. Take a walk, doesn't matter how long, every day for 100 days. Just choose one thing that you already do, sort of. Like maybe you brush your teeth once a day and not twice a day. Maybe you drink 4 glasses of water, okay? Just whatever you don't try to add on a new thing. Take something you're doing and do it for 100 days. Because if you can do that, you can scale a business.
That's power. Yeah. And that's straight up facts and truth.
Yes, it is.
For sure.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And for sure, get in touch with Amy, because that would be a very wise thing to do. Because you really have a business owner who's coaching you through the practical mechanics and skills to thrive in your business.
Yeah, but let's be clear, Sherman. I have never been trained to be a coach. I don't claim to be a coach. But you know what I'm saying? You have someone walking with you that's doing the very things I'm telling you to do and have for 2 decades. Things come and go, like TikTok is around me and I'm like, no, this is where the leads come from. This is where the people find value. This is what the numbers say. This is where I stay. This is what I'm good at.
Right.
And it is a really peaceful place to live because I know every month with certainty how much money I'm going to make, how many clients I want to acquire. There is never a month that I'm like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? It is very intentional and it's amazing.
That's amazing. Amy, we covered you actually passionately covered a lot of ground today with the mechanics of measuring, the mechanics of research, the mechanics of selling that lead to skill, that lead to mastery. And I'm confident a nice slap in the face or a nice wake up call for many who are watching this or listening to this podcast. So thank you for that. So stay tuned for our next episode as we cover more ground and have Amy, can I say bitch slap on the show?
I think
and give us more truth that we can grow our businesses with. And thank you, Amy, for your time.
Thanks, Sherman. Bye, everyone.
All right. Cheers.